So this is my best 8-slot micro-brand collection that I've ever built. It's got watches from all over the world, all different styles. There's some super affordable pieces in here, there's some more expensive pieces in here, different case materials, different silhouettes, different bracelets. This collection genuinely has a bit of everything. So the plan today is I'm just going to take you through each of these watches one by one, and maybe whether I think you should consider one for your collection too. By the way, if you're not yet subscribed, you might as well. It's free to do, and it would genuinely make my day. So please do it. Thank you. First of all though, if you don't own one of these watch boxes, then trust me, buy one. I have 2 of these now. They are incredible. The best part is they cost £20 from AliExpress. So come join the club, buy one of these. I'll leave an affiliate link for it in the description. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. They're brilliant. Okay, so let's start off with a watch that I was actually considering selling recently. This is my Studio Underdog X Phase Gimlet. So I picked this watch up in person at the British Watchmakers Day event earlier this year. Of course, this is a collaboration between 2 British watch brands. You've got Phase, which is one of Britain's oldest watch brands, with Studio Underdog, that's one of Britain's newest. This is a true collaboration in the sense that the case silhouette, how the watch looks in general, feels like a Phase watch, but then the dial design is quintessential Studio Underdog. It's a dual layer dial which features full lume on the bottom. There's then a glass surface that is screwed to the lower dial, which means you get really dramatic shadows that are sort of cast through that glass. It's just such a cool piece because it's merging 2 styles that don't often go together. It feels very dressy with the case. It feels like a vintage watch with that case, but then the dial feels super contemporary. It feels so modern. It's just a bit of a sort of juxtaposition with the 2 styles, but I think it works really well. Swiss hand-wound movement, a beautiful piece of sapphire glass. Limited edition to just 200 pieces as well, so this is quite a special watch. As mentioned, I was thinking about selling this earlier this year because I just haven't been wearing it. But all of my watch friends called me an idiot for trying to sell this watch because it is so hard to find, because it is so limited. So I finally saw sense. I decided to keep it in the collection, and I'm glad that I did. If you're enjoying this collection video, drop it a like rating. It helps with the algorithm. I appreciate you. Okay, next up, we're going with the most affordable piece in this collection, I think, or one of the most affordable. Is another piece that's around about the same price. This is my Rue TPS chronograph. So if you don't know Rue, they're a Brazilian micro brand, quite a small Brazilian micro brand, and it's a brand that's for sure design first. You aren't going to find insane value for money with Rue watches. They're certainly not bad for the money, but this brand is all about how the watch looks, and they deliver that in abundance. One of the best designed chronograph dials that I've ever seen. Very interesting use of colours sort of splattered around the dial. Then a very basic but very well done case silhouette. The finishing is incredible considering the price point. It's super consistent. Also an incredible crystal. It's got a dramatic bubble effect. It's got a dome on top. It is only a piece of K1 mineral that's been sapphire coated, but when the crystal looks this good, I have no problem with that. And I have worn this watch a hell of a lot, and that crystal hasn't picked up any scratches, so it's doing its job. You can pick these up for around 220 quid. I mean, that is an absolute bargain. Sure, you will find better spec watches out there, but will you find better looking? I'm not sure. Next up, we've got another super stylish watch. This is my Benjamin James Scarra 4. Benjamin James, a very new micro brand. I think they only started last year, but they have been making huge waves with this model, which is currently their only model. The Scarra 4 is a vintage-inspired sports watch. There's loads of dressy elements on this watch, the silhouette, the polishing, but it also feels sporty with the dial design, the dial colour. It's the perfect combination of those 2 things, which means, you know, you can wear this as an everyday watch, but it can also kind of double up as a dress watch as well. This is the green dial automatic version featuring a Miyota 9000 series movement, and it's just the perfect dimensions too. 30mm case, 40mm lug to lug. You put it on wrist, you forget you're even wearing a watch, but you look super stylish because it's, in my opinion, it's one of the best looking affordable watches around. Okay, next up, we're taking a little bit of a jump up in price. In fact, quite a big jump up in price. So this is the Zelos Artemis. Listen, this watch is special. It's impressive. I think if you've shown a sort of non-micro brand collector this watch, they wouldn't believe that a micro brand produced it. All over, top to bottom, millimeter to millimeter, this watch is just impressive. So it features a titanium barrel in the center, then it features a Damascus steel shroud, and then the crystal is actually bolted to the case, and you can see the crystal from the side profile sitting above the case. It's a very interesting viewing experience. The movement here is from the 1970s. Zelos saw some new old stock movements, and then they completely skeletonized them, refinished them, regulated them. It's just an impressive piece of watchmaking from a micro brand. This is limited edition. I think they still have a couple of this exact one left if you want to buy one. They are so good looking, and in a collection like this, having a skeleton watch with a Damascus case, it really adds a lot to the collection because it's just so different. Okay, next up we're taking another jump down in price, this time with the RZE UTD 8000. So this is a micro brand take on a G-Shock. Listen, I personally have never got along with G-Shocks. They always wear a little bit uncomfortably on my wrist, but I'm a big fan of the style of G-Shock, and I like the idea of them. And that's why when RZE released this, I knew I had to try it out. So this is a shock-resistant titanium case 200-meter digital watch that basically offers everything that a G-Shock does, but in a micro brand package. Now the digital module inside is very basic. It doesn't do a lot, but just look at this watch. I just think it is so good looking. It does have that very tactical, almost masculine look about it that you get with a G-Shock, for example. Color combination, black, blue, and yellow was inspired by G-Shock, but it's the full titanium construction on this one that just does it for me. Because it is on the larger end when it comes to the dimensions, that titanium case just makes it wear beautifully on the wrist. Honestly, considering how big this watch is, you forget you're even wearing it. So although I haven't had a lot of luck with G-Shock, I've certainly had a lot of luck with this watch because I adore it. In terms of price, about £200. It's a bargain, honestly. Now you might have noticed we haven't featured a dive watch yet, and generally speaking that's because I don't really like divers that much, but this is the Monroe Ocean Adventure in bronze. So with the bronze, we're adding a new case material to this 8-slot collection. Also the only watch in this collection that features a blue dial. So yeah, this is Monroe's take on an adventure dive watch. It features sort of a maxi dial because those indexes are so oversized. We've got Monroe's bespoke handset, which contrasts really well against the blue dial, and then one of the highest dome sapphire crystals that I've ever seen on an affordable watch. Ceramic bezel that slopes inwards towards the crystal, so there's loads of different angles and shapes going on with this one. But yeah, it's just the bronze case. It's nice to have in the collection. I think the color combination works really well here. I have put it on an aftermarket white rubber strap, and I've took the buckle off the old strap too. I just think it looks killer in this configuration. 200 meters, automatic sapphire, all that good stuff. And price of these is about 300 quid. Again, another bargain. Okay, next up we've got a watch that I reviewed recently, and I said it was going in my personal collection, and I didn't lie. So this is the Kuo Sombrero. So kind of another diver, but not at the same time. This is a compressor style diver, which means it features the bezel under the crystal. Kuo make very elegant watches, and this was a little bit different from them really, in that the watch is quite tactical, it's even utilitarian, but it also feels like a Kuo watch, so they've done a great job in transitioning that style to something completely new. Miyota movement, sapphire, solid steel construction, but it's truly the dial design on this one that just takes the cake. Perfect symmetry, a very subtle linen effect to the dial, and then a beautiful green. It just looks $1,000,000. A little bit smaller in size, so it works better for everyday wear. But yeah, the Kuo Sombrero is just one that had to feature in this collection. It is on the more expensive side. It's getting up towards that £1,000 mark. But honestly, with all of these watches here, it fits in this collection perfectly. And then last, but certainly not least, we have probably my favourite watch in this collection, maybe. This is my Bowcroft Element. So this is the collection's Gather watch. Go anywhere, do anything, this watch will never look out of place. Okay, the bright orange dial probably wouldn't work as a dress watch, but you know, if you wear it with enough confidence, you can get away with anything, I suppose. 200 meters, scratch resistant coat into all the stainless steel, automatic Miyota movement, sapphire crystal. This watch can take whatever you can throw at it. But also, this watch looks exceptionally elegant at the same time. Loads of different angles to the steel, different finishes, to the clasp, to the bracelet, to the case, even a dual finished bezel here. But again, like the Kuo, it's really the dial design that makes this one special. Incredible symmetry, a beautiful applied logo, and 3 different levels to the dial, which just looks so damn good. This one does stand out quite a lot in the collection because the dial is so bright compared to everything else, but on a summer's day or just when I'm feeling happy, this is a sort of watch that I want to put on wrist. In terms of price, £675. Again, just a great price for what's on offer. So there you have it. That is my 8-slot micro brand collection. Full lume, bronze case, Damascus steel, titanium, compressor style diver, go anywhere, do anything, integrated bracelet sports watch, and a fun, funky chronograph. Let me know what you think of this collection in the comments below. I think I've nailed it. I think this is the perfect micro brand collection. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.